I must say, Emma has gone beyond the Call of Duty because our regression, and we had a brief row before that, because the regression took the length of time that it did, she's been ringing back callers due to go on the programme. And Richard, who frankly was a vicious and unpleasantly aggressive person to Emma a fortnight ago, so frankly I wiped the floor with him, is now making threats against Emma and threats against me. Well, you know where I am every night. You come, big man. I'd very much like to see you. And the man who thinks intimidating pregnant women is a fun thing to do is Richard from South Shields, and he's next. Hiya, Richard.
Hello.
Hello, what do you want to talk about?
Do you know your theory of regression, Alan?
Mm-hmm.
I've got a bit of a theory myself.
Have you now?
It's not regression, though. Do you know how a person can remember through regression about who they were before?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that means if that's the case, and regression is something that is in my brain,
Mm-hmm.
that we can go into a meditative sleep to the point in which we can remember about the things that happened in the past.
Mm-hmm.
That means we'll be able to remember the things that can happen in the future as well.
How? How can you remember things that haven't happened yet?
Well, it's the 2nd of March, right? And if you look at all the things that happened in the past, right? How comes all of them things are there that happened in the past? Or is it something that we've only just remembered? Because regression, like when you regress that woman,
Mm-hmm.
I was a bit upset to the point in which I was feeling her pain.
Right.
Because she was, I felt like she had these nasty things that made her die a couple of times.
Yeah.
And I thought it was upsetting. Now, what I'm really trying to think about is, do you know, like when you've got deja vu,
Mm-hmm.
and something triggers your memory?
Yeah.
When you get hit off something, or something happens where everything goes into like in a sequence, sort of a thing in which happens. Do you know what I mean? It must be something to do with unlocking words, like, because you must have regression words that you can unlock people's memory for to make them go into a meditational sleep, like a hypnotic trance sort of thing.
No.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't really want to know how you regress people, but do you know what I mean?
No, I haven't got any secret words that I go donkey, and suddenly they go back.
How do you get them? Well, I don't know, because it could be nasty for me. But
well, I wouldn't tell you anyway, but I just have a way of putting people at their ease. And when they're at their ease, and I can ask them to do certain things, and they do it, and they're wide awake and able to talk to me in any which way they choose. And, well, that's it. I'm not going to tell you anymore.
But do you know, like, things like regression?
Mm-hmm.
I find things like that is like, do you know when you travel through time?
No, I don't know how you travel through time.
Well, obviously, like, it's the year 2005, right?
Uh-huh.
And, like, I'm 32.
All right.
So, like, I've travelled through time since 1973 to now.
Okay, right, so you've lived your life, and that is in the time, right?
Right, so, I mean, but if you get that in the memory and you regressed and you've got past life, you'd be travelling through that same sort of time, but...
Or your memory would be, or your genetic code would be telling you these things, either or.
Your genetic code, or is it your DNA or your genetic code?
Well...
Is it the same thing?
Yeah, pretty much. It's what's on your...
your blueprint, sort of.
Yeah, well, it's what you get passed on to you from your parents, and you also have part of your grandparents and your great-grandparents who comes down the line.
But the point what you done, and you've opened my mind a bit there, because do you know DNA and genetics?
Uh-huh.
Do you know how you get born, and you've already got that blueprint already?
Yeah.
Because you must have, because if you've been dead before.
Mm-hmm.
and you get reborn. It's like a reincarnation of the person who you were. But the only difference being is your physical body's changed, like, because you could be a woman or whatever.
But it could just be that your parents have... You know, when you talk about deja vu, if your parents have been to Bedlington and you never have, and you go to Bedlington and you say, oh, there's a fish shop just round the corner, how do I know that? Could it not be that because it was your parents' memory that you're accessing?
Well, the memory that I've got about all of my life, I've always been the same person. I've never been anybody different.
Right. In this life you haven't, right?
Well, in this life my name's Richard now, right? But it's always been Richard before.
No, that's not true.
Well, I believe that my name's...
Well, why did you come on calling yourself Claire before?
Huh?
When you came on to Sharon earlier on tonight, you said your name was Claire.
Basically, I can be anything I want. I can be a name I want.
Yeah, but you just said that that's not the case. You've always been Richard.
No, but I can...
Because Richard, in fairness, you'll always be a dick to me. It's the Night Owls. Alan Robson with you, Metro Radio and across the world on the web. No. And Ryan in Sunderland is right. Do you know, Night Owls, I believe that you are right. Essentially, right down the lane. Whether we agree or disagree, you're usually right. And Ryan in Sunderland says, Alan, I can't believe this man. At first, he calls your staff and gives them grief, which he did last night. He was threatening Emma, who's pregnant. So please, Alan, keep this man off your show. But you see, I don't hold grudges. If people want to come on, they come on. And I don't sieve the calls. Pretty much every radio station on the planet sieves their calls. I'll take that one, I'll not take that one. This show never has, never will. We don't bear grudges, one call per person per week. But if they play with us, you know, if somebody plays with us, I'll play it back, mate. That's part of it. Anyway, he says, because he really does my head in, and as you said last night, we're family. I don't like bullies like him calling women. Neither do I. And he just reminded me of it, so I thought, okay, give me an opportunity, Richard, so that I can nail you in a funny way. And he did.